twisting hard where the shadows lie. Grip the handle, feel the engines roar. Freedom ain't a dream, it's the open door. Ride the storm, feel the thunder break. Cut the change and let the earth quake. Born to run, born to never fold. Heart of fire, soul of untamed gold. Night's a beast, it devours the weak. Steel and fire, the language I speak. Dust in my lungs, wind in my face. Speed's my tempo, this road's my grace. Ride the storm, feel the thunder break. Cut the change and let the earth quake. Born to run, born to never fold. Heart of fire, soul of untamed gold. Ain't no cage that can hold me down. No leash, no chains, no goddamn crown. I'm a rebel, yeah, my spirit's raw. The world can't touch what the wild man saw. Ride the storm, feel the thunder break. Cut the change and let the earth quake. Born to run, born to never fold. Heart of fire, soul of untamed gold. Wheels screaming loud under a blood-red sky. Roads twisting hard where the shadows lie. Grip the handle, feel.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bluegrass State. Blue Moon of Kentucky, keep on shining for the Glass Mechanic 200 here at Kentucky Speedway for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series, smack dab right here in the middle of the playoffs. You're going to see it all unfold here live tonight on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Good evening, folks. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Cody Deemers will be joining us here very soon. And obviously, the Australian Dean Hopton Biggles in production here this evening. Shout out to all of you out there in the live chat. Let all your good friends and family know what's going down on a beautiful Friday night here in virtual Kentucky. Honestly, folks, I mean, I love Kentucky. You know, I've never been to Kentucky. I plan to go there here in the fall, but I know this. I love Kentucky bourbon, and it is very, very good, and they grow it great here in this state. But 1.5 miles, beautiful racetrack, how it is, you know, with the corners and everything else. NASCAR doesn't run here anymore, which kind of ticks me off a little bit because this place always puts on a fantastic show. We are coming around to get the 1 to green. We'll get you a playoff grid, all that lined up here in just a split second. But real quick, we got a long list of drivers. So we're going to run through this very, very quickly on the leaderboard. Starting on the pole here tonight, Dylan Cardenas in the 15 with a 30.810. He is outside the Silent Assassin, the number 99 of Devin Painter. Right behind him, new champion with NASRA from the Monday series with the DSR Electric Truck Series, Jonathan Cofield in the 58, rolled off from P number 3, and Isaac Bevan rolling off from P4. Nick Sacco will be rolling off P5, Joshua Rodriguez P6, Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson P7 with Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith in P8. Jordan Jurassic P9 and Matthew Montgomery rounds out the top 10. Jeff Merck, Robbie Richards, the Bulldog, Adam Newton, Brandon Broadfoot, Matt Cherry. That's the top 15 with Keith Haney in 16th. Ed Osborne, Jeffrey Sickles, John Freeman, and Steven Lashinsky, the top 20. The rest of the field, Tristan Bruce, Matthew Cummins, Eric Zimmerman, Dustin Scruggs, MDW, Matthew David Wood. Kind of ironic seeing the 21 starting back here in the back this evening in 25th. Matthew Lee, 26th. Then you got Brian Chew, James Beard, Stephen Thomas, Buzzy Mongo, Raul Meza, Cody Nod, and Chris Blanchard. Sounds like one hell of a law firm that we're going to have here tonight at Kentucky. Cody Deemers has just jumped up here in the broadcast booth. Pace truck has pulled off, and we're getting ready to turn them loose, and all hell's going to break loose for 150 laps here tonight at Kentucky. We'll give you race details here in just a split second. But the next round of the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series playoffs is underway. Glass Mechanic 200 is green flag at Kentucky. Cardenas, big jump down on the bottom side. Cofield follows right behind him, riding off the momentum of the championship from Monday night off turn 2, Cody.
Yeah, man, sorry I was running a little bit late. I had to go get me some become fat and happy, and I totally almost forgot about the broadcast. But yeah, here comes Cofield diving to the inside of Cardenas, and look at there. You got Luke, the 27 machine. That's going to be Isaac Bevan. He's way up there against that wall as they work down the front straightaway. Here comes Devin Painter looking to the outside. Oh, Cofield going to squeeze him there a little bit there, Jacob Reed.
Yeah, Cofield squeezed Painter just a little bit. Silent Assassin trying to go after Cofield. Painter had to get out of the gas. Here comes Sacco. Mr. Sacco, next Sacco to the inside. Painter sends it going into the corner. Sacco sent it as well. Bevan backed away. Here we go with Cardenas, the pole setter, trying to set sail. Bevan all over Sacco's back bumper. He'll get the buck draft. He'll try to go by Painter. Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith, Tiny Horse, Matthew Montgomery, all of them shoot through 1 and 2.
Yeah, Painter working that outside line, and he's running that outer line, and I forget on the outside of Nick Sacco. And as they work down the back straightaway into turn number 2, you'll see there's a big gaggle of traffic, and oh, buddy, Jacob Reeves, you see what I see? 3 wide as they work back down the front straightaway.
Oh, baby, this is how we do it on a NASRA Friday night. On the inside, Tiny Horse saw a hole. We'll stick it there. He doesn't give a damn. Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson down on the bottom. Isaac Bevan stuck in the middle in a straight-up NASRA sandwich with Kermit the Frog up top. Now Luke Smith fires away. He'll get clear. They'll go back to 2 wide. Matthew Montgomery lined up behind them. Cardenas still holding down the lead. Cofield tried to close that gap a little bit, but for the moment, it is a straight-up traffic jam, just like on I-75, smack dab in the middle of Atlanta. Montgomery trying to go after Tiny Horse. Here's Robbie Richards to the inside as well.
Yeah, and I just realized we were at the Kentucky Speedway, and a dormant track here as we see this battle going on with Robert Richards and Matthew Montgomery as they work in the turn number 3 and 4. Look at, I just can't believe that 48 machine, Jacob Reeves. He's way up there in no man's land is what they call it. As, whoa, big contact there with, that's going to be Jeff Burke there. And Jeff Burke, Jacob Reeves, last time I did a race with him in it, he was out front and had made a little bit of contact with a driver, and it was on like Donkey Kong from there.
Yeah, Jeff Merck, honestly, anybody that's been around Nazareth for quite some time knows 100% that Mama Merck's husband is not too privy to conflict. We'll put it to you that way. He obviously is real big with wanting to ruffle some feathers any way that he can, Jeff Burke. I mean, he's had him with Keith Bradley. He's had him with pretty much the whole damn field. We'll pretty much call it that. I'm not even going to go on a list because it pretty much would include the whole field. Here we go. Battle for the lead. Jonathan Cofield, 58 on the inside, gets a run. Cardenas up top. Remember, Jonathan Cofield, Season 5 DSR Electric Truck Series champion, got the championship this past Monday night at Las Vegas. Put a whooping on him, 1.5 mile racetrack. Somewhat similar to what we're seeing here tonight at Kentucky, Cody. And Cofield really putting a little bit of pressure right now on the rookie himself, honestly, which is Dylan Cardenas.
Yeah, man, it seems like every time I watch a race here on Nazareth 360 Network, that Jonathan Cofield always puts a butt whooping on him. And he's doing it once again right here in second, but he's got a little bit of competition here with Cardenas. We see a little bit of 4 wide action. Whoa, man. They're all duking it out here. 3, 4, 5 wide down the front straightaway. It's a little bit of everything you get to see here as they work back into turn number 1 there, Jacob Reeves.
I'm seeing out there on the live chat, TJ is at race control as he's getting married this weekend. Ooh. I didn't even know he had a damn girlfriend, but good for TJ Moore. Good job for him. Congratulations on that. Seriously, I didn't even know. I really didn't know. So apparently Chris Blanchard is your race director here this evening as he has not even went out there and got going. Cody Knott looks like that he's there as well, so he's doing a little bit of race control as well. Robbie Richards, 48. Yeah, didn't know that now, but I'm looking down there, 30 of them started, and the other 3 hadn't even took a time, so I'd say they're all playing around, learning a little bit how the Nazareth race control deal works. And any of you that know me, TJ Moore and me, we have had beef before. But that's beside the point. Here's Jeff Merck. You see him to the outside, Robbie Richards. Starting to get into this little bit of a single file area of what we're seeing. Some working to the top, most down on the bottom, all the way down in the cellar where Grandpappy hides the moonshine from Granny. And there you see your race details here for this evening. 45 to stage 1, 95 to stage 2. We'll go to 150. That's the full distance. 5 sets of tires, 70% fuel capacity. And obviously how we do it with Nazareth Unlimited Green White Checker tips is starting at high noon here in the Bluegrass State. Cardenas still holds on to the lead. Cofield, Sacco, Pater, Smith, the top 5 into turn 1.
And I don't think it's Morgan Cook. I don't think that's who that is with me today. Last time I knew I was with Jacob Reeves. At least I think I was with the redneck announcer. But I don't know. But we're going to let the producer get it fixed back there. I mean, it's going to be a single file a race a lot here, Jacob Reeves. I think you're going to see this for a while. Actually, I think you're going to see this the whole first stage. And, man, it's crazy that this track's only about an hour and a half from me.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. Damn, Tiny Horse saw a hole and decided, yeah, I'm going to stick it right where he wants it to. Isaac Bevan, 27. Good run for him this evening as Tiny Horse jumps down to the inside. You see it right there with the Kentucky right there rocking and roll. Damn, we almost had some door banging. Tiny Horse got tied, shoved up into Isaac Bevan. That will slow that train down. Bevan may end up losing a little bit extra. Here comes Matthew Montgomery, Jeff Merck. They're going to jump up here. Montgomery way up the hill, all the way up on the top shelf. And now Bevan trying to go back after Tiny Horse as Jeff Merck shoots by the 24 of Matthew Montgomery.
Yeah, Matthew Montgomery right there, and he's going to throw it off in there, try to go up on that outer side, and right in front of them, in front of Jeff Merck, you got Isaac Bevan, the wheelman there in that number 27. Oh, he's going to make a little bit of contact in there in that 48. That's Robert Richards a little bit further back there, but Jeff Merck here looking all over the back bumper, and remember, this guy is gasoline, is what Morgan Cook has told me, and he is looking to the back bumper of that number 27 as they work down the back straightaway, and it looks like a conga line as they work back into turn number 3 there, Jacob Reeves.
Yeah, they're doing a pretty good job. Everybody more or less at this point just kind of riding, saving their stuff. Let's not do anything crazy. Let's just take our time, get on around this racetrack, at least get to the end of stage 1. Probably get to the end of stage 2 and then let everybody else just go ahead and tear everything up. You see Matt Cherry right here in the 54, right in front of him, the 6 of Jordan Jurassic. Obviously, I was off last week or last Friday with the birth of my son for that week, and before that, I can honestly sit here and say I have no idea what the hell Jordan Jurassic was around, and he's fixing to get himself in a world of a traffic jam. Adam Newton smack dab in the middle of this as well. Matthew Montgomery stuck up on the top side. They're 3 wide. Cherry and others shoot by Adam Newton and Matthew Montgomery, but a huge stack up costed the Bulldog and Matthew Montgomery and slid them back a couple of spots.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was Jurassic or if that was who that was, but if that was a little bit on Newton or if they just all kind of got loose and checked up, and but that could have been disastrous there, Jacob Reeves. That could have been the big one in turn number 1 at Kentucky instead of at Daytona. But as we look back up here, Cardenas still out front. Cofield's still trying to run him down as we are 18 laps to 45 here in stage number 1, and this is kind of what the Truck Series does. Jacob Reeves, it's kind of everybody's being patient, everybody's figuring their stuff out, seeing what they can do, getting that good first stage run in, and then that second stage is where you're going to see excitement, you're going to see action, and we're seeing that just here with this number 83 as he works to the outside of, I believe that is going to be Jeff Merck.
Jeff Merck, obviously, we talked about him, kind of the pot stirrer, if you will. I would say other things, but I'm not even going to go there at this point. Yeah, more or less. Yeah. Obviously, our producer in the background more or less said what I would like to say, but I'm not going to say it. But there you see Merck on the inside. Very tight, damn near door banging going into 3. And, with these trucks, how they are on the mile and a half, Cody, you can elaborate more on this as well. But, how these trucks is, you want to get as tight as you possibly can. Using the aero or side draft in these trucks is more or less very similar for some of the newer folks at home. It's very similar to what you would see in a next-gen car because that's just how the trucks race in real life. As you see Kermit the Frog took it on the top side. Now he's going to switch lanes, jump to the bottom. But, it's all going to be about the aero. Tire wear will come into play, Cody Demers, but I think a lot of it at this point right now is going to be all about how the aero works and how much you can try to get people to use the aero to your advantage and try to move up through the field.
Yeah, man, the trucks are probably my favorite series in NASCAR nowadays. I like the Xfinity as we look here at Matthew Wood. And Matthew Wood put an impressive show on at Iowa Speedway. I believe that was last week. Man, starting dead last. He actually qualified on the pole of that last race. And at that Iowa race, but got an EOL due to some penalties from another race. Started dead last, works his way up. Only finished second, but impressive run there for him. But, man, you got to pinch. Pinching down the guy in the corner is going to, kill his momentum, but also help you as well. And it's just what you got to do as we look here at Jurassic, and that's going to be the 27 of Isaac Bevan. They're side by side, and Dustin Scruggs there as they look. And you see here, look at the 27. He's going to watch him here in the corner. He's going to try to pinch him there. There you see him. Try to hug him down. Doesn't work. Tucks in behind him. He's going to try to use the air draft to pull him up beside him. Not going to do it. Here comes that number 54, Jacob Reeves, Matt Cherry to the outside. Matt Cherry there in that number 54 to the outside of the 27 of Isaac Bevan. That's the wheelman. Matt Cherry down the back straightaway. You see the draft. You see these guys using the side draft. And it's almost like Talladega. You know, just because it is an intermediate track, you still got to, you know, use the side draft to make passes, or it's going to be so hard to pass. And you see Jurassic there with a big run down the front straightaway. He's going to pull alongside that number 48 machine. And here comes Scruggs. Scruggs looking to follow him as he started 24th. He's up currently 10th position. And look at Jurassic. Jurassic side by side with that number 48 machine down the back straightaway into turn number 3. And Jacob Reeves, Jurassic still there, and he's looking to go 3 wide as they work back into 3 and 4.
Yeah, I mean, and you were talking about Matt Cherry just a second ago in the Fast 18. This is the middle race in the Fast 18. Holy hell, somebody stuck in the middle up there. That was Robbie Richards, 48. Got one to his inside, Matt Cherry. Speaking of which, in the Fast 18, Matt Cherry is certainly in that area of, you know, how the playoffs is. So obviously, they went to Iowa last week. Cody, you may have to help me out here. Dean, what do y'all let me know exactly kind of who won that race? Because like I said, I wasn't there, but like and subscribe to the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. Dean can't remember. He's had a lot going on this week as well, just like I am.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Cody. Who won last Friday? Hell, I don't know.
Well, I do know Matthew Wood finished second, but I think it was Jeff Merck finished third. But I'm not 100% sure who won. I don't think it was Cofield, because I think Cofield struggled at the race. I'll look into it though for you here, Jacob Reeves. You give me just a minute. But I do know Matthew Wood finished second and Jeff Merck finished third.
Well, apparently from what I'm seeing right here, it was MDW that won the race, because I'm looking at it for Iowa of July the 11th. MDW did win the race. So the reason why you saw for a second is, thank you very much to Sediment Experience out there in the live chat. They are absolutely right. If you get back-to-back wins from MDW, remember he won at Lime Rock and then he won at Iowa. You get back-to-back wins, you have to serve an EOL penalty. You have to start from the back. It is the NASRA rules, which is MDW kind of used to it. As we're actually, did I say Jeff Merck? Yes, Jeff Merck going down pit road at lap 27. Remember, 45's on the laps. But, I mean, that's why you saw MDW start the back. Now, real quick, Cody, you see Jeff Merck going down pit road at 70% fuel capacity. This is a scheduled pit stop, I would think, because I wouldn't think Jeff Merck could just pull right down pit road just for the hell of it. And it looks like he kind of did, because it looked like he missed his pit box. So Jeff Merck missed his pit box and drove by it. Wow, maybe, I mean, what do you think, Cody? I mean, these guys are obviously, they're going down pit road. I mean, like Jeff is, these are scheduled, right?
I mean, I would think so. I mean, it's kind of up in the air, really, because, I mean, you would think you could make more than 30 laps, 29 laps on a tank of fuel, but with that 70% fuel, I mean, you're going to be losing, 30% of fuel. So technically, instead of starting with a full tank of gas, you're going to be starting with about 3/4 tank of the gas. So you're going to have, be losing a lot of fuel to start the race out with. So, I mean, it could be a scheduled pit stop, or he could be going for the undercut here to try to get to stage one. We've seen, what is it, Nate Maurer? He done it at Homestead. He short pitted, come back out, won the stage one. So we could be seeing Jeff Merck pull a strategy like that there, Jacob Reeves.
Yeah, very good possibility. Matter of fact, I'm just now looking out there on the live chat that Sediment Experience, it is TJ Moore. So, TJ, congratulations on getting married and everything else. And we're seeing a little bit of door banging right there with MDW starting to slip back a little bit. But congratulations once again to the, getting married. And I tell you what, we'll go public here on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. I'm a changed man. Our beef is squashed.
sure?
Our beef is squashed, TJ Moore. I haven't changed, man. Our beef is squashed from a couple of seasons ago on the Monday Night Series. Forgive and forget, baby. Forgive and forget. Congratulations on getting married. Check this out up here. Still a little side-by-side racing. Up here at the front, Tiny Horse and Devin Painter, they're side-by-side. Now Matt Cherry going to jump down pit road. Got to be careful, though, Cody Demers, because remember, Jeff Merck, when he went down pit road, he shot right past his pit box and completely missed it. And, oh, yeah, by the way, pit road speed limit, 45 miles an hour. These guys going a hell of a lot faster than 45 miles an hour all the way around this mile and a half.
Yeah, and the pit road here is very tricky. I mean, it's not like your normal pit road where you can get down on that apron and you can blow yourself up. No, it's one of them pit roads like right there. You see the pit road where you got to get on. I mean, you get on that apron, you're gonna spin the truck out. So you got to be careful getting in pit road. And you know this is just a pit road that you gotta play your cards right, or you're gonna do it. And you gonna see here as you watch these guys go through 3 and 4. You can get on the apron there, but I mean, if you get woed up too much, Jacob Reeves, you're gonna be spinning out. So there's pit road right there. And it's going to be so you're going to see some trickiness as we seen the other night with people tearing down the barriers and getting in pit road.
There, yeah, absolutely. And there you saw a couple people trying to get down pit road, smack dab in the middle of the pits. And it's kind of hard to get them, I guess you could say, on the camera. So next time you come to Kentucky, if you want to actually get on camera when you're on pit road, qualify better. Up front, Cofield is I'm helping you out a little bit, Dane. Cardenas up at the front, still got the lead. He has yet to jump down pit road, Jonathan Cofield, right there at his tire tracks. Cardenas, Cofield have actually separated themselves a little bit from Nick Sacco, sitting in the 3rd spot. Not by much, but enough. Hermit the Frog, Luke Smith goes down pit road. Adam Newton right behind him. They're going down pit road. Got another traffic jam working their way into turn 1. Tiny Horse running down Sacco as Cardenas leads as you're riding on board with a Third Pro machine of Raul Meza.
Yeah, Meza, you've seen Adam Newton, the Bulldog there, Jacob Reeves. He had to get woed up, and that's what I talked about, that tricky pit road. Almost spun it out as, there you see Cardenas coming down. Look, he's getting look at him getting sideways, Jacob Reeves. Whoa! You gotta get her woed up. There you see the 83 and Robert Richards. They're getting loose. This is where I talked about that tricky pit road entrance because you don't want to get caught speeding.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it may have to do with the track tip. Good producer, Mr. Australian, if we can, give us an idea of kind of what we're looking at as far as a track tip goes. There you see it. The air temperature of where it is right now is 82 degrees. Okay, that's the good news. That's fantastic. That's perfect weather. The problem is the track tip is 121. The humidity's kind of up there a little bit as well. So that 100% or that 120 degree track tip is going to play a factor into how these guys is going to be getting on pit road, driving around Kentucky. The tire wear is going to go absolutely bat crap crazy. You're going to see all kinds of crazy stuff. With John Freeman right here looking, honestly, kind of looked like a damn Mellow Yellow truck there for a second, but threw me off a little bit with the West Pepper Traders. I think that's West Pepper Trader. Yeah, absolutely. West Pepper Traders on the sponsorship. There's Robbie Richards, 48. He backs away, so Robbie Richards, 48, jumping down pit road. There's Raul Meza right behind him. Dylan Cardenas has already went down pit road. He's elected to jump down. Cofield assumes the lead, but he hadn't went down yet. I would think, in the next couple of laps, I would expect to see Jonathan Cofield come down as we're closing in on 5 to go in stage 1.
You know, we're closing in on 5 to go, and here he comes. I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna take my statement back because it has just been thrown out the window. Jonathan Cofield comes down. There comes Dustin Scruggs, and John Freeman also coming down pit road. So here comes your front people that have not yet pitted. And here's that 38, Ryan Johnson. And I could use this towards him. Has he saved enough fuel? Can you save enough fuel, Jacob Reeves, to go the scheduled distance? Or are you going to have to pit? That's the question.
Yeah, that's going to be the interesting part. But honestly, I think he said, you know what, screw that strategy. We'll just go ahead and jump down pit road. Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson going down pit road. Obviously, Jonathan Cofield there in the situation, just coming down off of pit road as well. There's Buzzy Mongo, 97. He'll jump down pit road. said, holy, he said, holy Lashitsky when he slid into the pits. The 66 did hit the cone. He's going to get a black flag. The 66 will get, not yet though. Don't see it on the entry part. So Steven Lashitsky might have got lucky, but the way it looked, he hit the cone. He may end up getting a penalty right here. We'll see what the race directors and iRacing decides to do with that. That will surrender the lead to the 51 of Brian Chu, the Holodaddy, started 27th. Here comes Brian Chu. Is he coming? Is he coming? No, sir, he is not. Coming this time with 5 laps to go in stage number 1. The Holodaddy, Brian Chu, he's staying out. Matthew Cummins has went down pit road, and a couple of others as well. So eventually, when Brian Chu ends up saying, yeah, screw it, let's go down pit road, they've already went past Matthew Cummins. So when Chu comes down, damn, oh, wow, okay. Something happened. We got a yellow. This may change everything right here because Brian Chu's still out here on the racetrack, but we're hearing Devin Painter in the 99 went around.
Yeah, that's going to change everything is this caution right here. And, you know, if you're Brian Chu, I mean, this is where you gamble right here as we look at a Pulse Popper instant replay, Jacob Reeves.
Devin Painter. Kind of what happens.
I'm going to guess he just kind of goes around.
Let's see, Devin Painter right here. You got Ed Osborne, 28, right up here in front of him. Painter had a little bit of, somebody right on the inside. Nope, Osborne hits the wall, comes down, cleans out Devin Painter. And whoever the hell was behind Devin Painter, they got involved as well. We'll get you the confirmation on exactly who that was, which was the
Jordan
11, Dustin Scruggs. The 11 of Dustin Scruggs was right in behind him. But check this out, riding on board with Osborne, just trying to get up out of the way, let everybody slide on by him. Gets up a little bit. You see how much he's cranking that wheel. He's cranking the hell out of it, but just did not crank it hard enough. Slid up, hit the wall, hits Pater. Scruggs gets a piece of it as well. Wood, MTW dives down to the inside, tries to shoot around it as well. But there is your Pulse Poppers instant replay. As we have drivers going down pit road right now, Cody.
Yeah, that's, tough break there for Devin Painter as he just come down pit road and got 4 freshies on and was rolling on it, making a good charge back to the front and strikes all again for him there. So tough break there for him, and it's going to be interesting now. I mean, we're still not there at the stage break, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting, folks. We're going to take a quick commercial break, let you hear from some of the great sponsors here with the North American Sim Racing Association. We'll be back in Kentucky.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations, home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, folks, we are back here at Kentucky, and this is going to get interesting how that caution came out. We're on lap 44. We got to go all the way to the end of lap 45, so odds are it's going to be a one-lap dash to decide stage 1. Remember, we're going to pay out some stage points, all that good stuff at the end of lap 45. So that's the one thing about NASRA. They don't sit there and say, okay, well, it's 2 laps away from it. It's close enough. They used to do that rule, but then they said, you know what? We're not going to do that anymore. There is your Fast 18, the middle race in the round of the Fast 15. You see him, Matthew David Wood up there, Matt Lee, Cofield, Scruggs, Johnson, all those drivers. Slept down to the bottom. You got John Freeman, Brandon Broadfoot, Luke Smith, Kermit the Frog, Devin Pater, who's just involved in that wreck, Michael Kostick, and Tristan Bruce right there, 17 down as well. But one driver that sticks out is we're coming back for that restart with one lap here in stage number 1. But Jonathan Cofield up there in top 3, and honestly, Cody, it seems like that I've said his name numerous times here tonight. Real quick, if you haven't yet, like and subscribe to the National 360 Racing Network. But I keep saying his name because he's in a damn. Whoa! Cardenas spun the tires. Caution out at the line. Cardenas spun the tires, come up and hit Jonathan Cofield. Caution is out. And just as I was getting ready to sit there and say some good things about Cofield, he ends up getting pretty much doored at the line. And as of right now, how the caution played out, looks like Mr. Sacco, Nick Sacco, out of nowhere with Cardenas spinning the tires. Sacco's going to end up getting the stage 1 win out of absolutely nowhere. More or less got gifted a stage 1, got him some playoffs and everything else. How in the hell did that even come out like that, Cody? I don't even know how that worked.
Well, they always say, spin the tires, not a good thing. And we seen it there with Cardenas spinning the rear tires. If you look here on the Pulse Popper Instant Replay, once again, I mean, and honestly, Sacco was getting pushed from somebody behind him as well, and it just tough break there from the 15 machine, and even tough break for Cofield. I mean, that's whoa, great job. As I say, how does everybody? Great job there, great job by everybody avoiding that number 15 truck. As we take a look right here, Jacob Reeves.
Yeah, watch him right here bouncing off a chip. You see it right there. It went all the way to $7,000 on the RPMs. I'd say he missed a shift and tried to go in gear, did not go. Missed a shift. So Cardenas ends up spinning himself out more or less. There for a second, I thought they flipped it and said that Nick Sacco was going to get the EOL. I was like, why the hell is he getting the EOL? He didn't do nothing wrong. He didn't hit nobody. So I kind of threw me off there for a second. But, yeah, from what it looked like, Nick Sacco will get that stage 1 win. Never made contact with Dylan Cardenas. Cardenas ended up going around. Sacco beats them all off a pit road, unless I believe there might have been one driver that beat him off, which was James Beard in the 25, who looked like he elected to take 2 tires. I think Brian Chew and a couple others as well. But real quick, while we got the opportunity, let's talk to Mr. Sacco real quick. Nick Sacco, holler at him, and let's see if we can find him. Where is Nick Sacco? Where is Mr. Sacco? Try to find him up here in one of these groups. There he is, the BP Racing. I've got Dean over here hollering out Mr. Roboto for Mr. Sacco. BP Racing for Autism. Nick Sacco, buddy. Got your ears on, baby. You got you a gift handed to you right there for that stage 1 win. Congratulations.
Thank you. I was kind of just trying to save tires that whole time, but that one kind of got handed to me, right?
Yeah. And no, I was just saying, man. What's your goal here in stage 2? I should ask.
I don't know. There's a lot of cars in front of me now, so I feel like I kind of just got to take it easy. I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of cautions here, so kind of just stay out of trouble, and hopefully I can make my way up here. I'm not sure what the tire situation is in front of me, but I got fresh ones, so we'll see what happens.
Nick, real quick, I mean, just, to throw this out there, because I'm looking, obviously, I don't want to put no bad juju on you or nothing like that, but obviously you're not in the Fast 18. I don't want to try to make you feel any bad, but does that let you run these races here for the rest of the season? Does that let you run them a little bit differently, knowing that you're not really worried about points, that you can just go out there, throw it on the wall, see if it sticks, and just try to go out there and win races?
Yeah, I mean, the only reason why I didn't make it is because I had a bachelor party to go to the last week of the last round, so I was 19 points to the good, and I only missed it by 4 by not racing. So I got a lot to prove here. So.
Oh, well, I don't blame you one bit. Hell, I'd have went to the bachelor party myself. Congratulations on stage 1. Good luck the rest of the race, buddy.
All right, thank you so much, guys.
Jacob Reeves said free beer.
Free beer, baby. You can't miss out. I mean, you get a bachelor party, take it and run with it. Don't even screw around with it. Well, here we go, folks. Stage 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic, is underway. MTW, Dustin Scruggs, Raul Meza, Brandon Broadfoot, a driver also in the Fast 18, will come at the front. Luke Smith in it as well. MTW gasses up. He's trying to go for more or less 3 in a row, if you want to put it that way. But Dustin Scruggs, Raul Meza have tried to have a little something to say about it going into turn 3.
Yeah, Jacob Reeves, if Matthew Wood wins 3 in a row, we're going to have to put some weight in that truck. We might have to put a passenger seat rider or something to keep him from winning, or because but he's got Scruggs and Broadfoot and Mesa right there behind him as well, and Dustin Scruggs at number 11 and chase him down. But here comes that Brandon Broadfoot working it outside line, and Raul Meza in that number 27 or 37 Serpro, he tucks in front of Broadfoot as they work back down to 3.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you at this point, I mean, if Raul Meza, or excuse me, if MDW Matthew David Wood, should he win this race here tonight, I think Brady LaBeouf needs to figure out a way to drive to MDW's house and check out his sim rig. We gotta get that lined up. Make sure that it. There you go, Dean. That's a good idea. Yeah. Let's do that. Bring in the Australian NASCAR drivers in, and which odds are he probably whooped them too, I guess. But just messing around. MDW obviously very, very fast, young as well in Nazareth. He knows what he's doing. Still holding down with the lead with Scruggs, Meza, Broadfoot, Luke Smith, Kermit the Frog back there as well. James Beard, one of them that stayed out on 2 tires. See that F1 wheel that Wood's using as well. But James Beard still on those 2 tires. Looked like he was on more or less a two-tire strategy in the 25. Jumps to the outside. He gets bypassed by Nick Sacco. Robbie Richards behind him. And right behind them is Jonathan Cofield going into 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's my end or if it's our producer's end, but my screen is currently froze for me. So I'm going to do the best because I don't know what we're looking at. But Jacob Reeves, well, we come back. Oh, we go back away again. Last thing I see was Cofield looking to the inside of somebody, and we were working into turn number 1, I believe. There, Jacob Reeves.
Well, real quick, we have a problem. We have a huge problem because now Dean has started something in the live chat. Out there in the live chat, Australian NASCAR E-Series has heard the call and said, did I hear you want to bring the Australian NASCAR drivers in? Dean, you started this. By all means, I don't know. Get with Brady LaBeouf, Cody Dock, get in the Discord. I would absolutely love to see it. It would be interesting. I really would like to see a little friendly competition, see what the Australian NASCAR drivers have got up against the Nazareth guys. I would love to see that, to be honest with you. Dean, real quick, buddy, I know you're producing, but I know you would love to make a comment on this just because you started all this, man.
Yes, it would be interesting, Jacob. Some of the best of North America versus the best of Australia would be good at it, isn't it? So perhaps that could be something we organise as a friendly little skirmish, per se. Back to you in the studio.
Yeah, Dean, I mean, it sounds like a good idea. I'll tell you what, out there, get with Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott. Let's see what you can do. As long as it ain't a road course, which I know some of you Australians, y'all love the road course.
Come on.
Hey, I mean, screw it. Let's see what happens.
Why not? Well, let's go to Pikes Peak.
I didn't even know it was on iRacing. I didn't even know Pikes Peak was on iRacing, but
I don't either, but we'll just go with it.
You see Cofield, Adam Newton, now they're working their way by James Beard, who's on that 2-tire strategy. Up front, MDW still got it with Scruggs, Meza, Broadfoot back there with Luke Smith, Kermit the Frog, top 5. Actually make that top 6 now as Smith gets bypassed by Matt Lee, and Mr. Sacco may end up trying to make something happen, as well as Tidy Horse and Robbie Richards. All of them kind of fatted out and starting to make moves, try to get up through there. and try to get closer and closer and closer up toward the front of the field here in stage 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic.
Yeah, Scruggs looking there, or excuse me, the 38 machine, that's going to be Ryan Johnson. He is looking to get by that green truck. There you see it of Matt Lee. And then you got the 83 right behind him. That's going to be Luke Smith. That's Kermit the Frog. And he's getting challenged here by your stage 1 winner, Nick Sacco there in that 67. Here comes trying to bring Robert Richards. But look at the run down the back straightaway. Man, it's like that 83 was shot out of a cannon. It's like Jacob Reeves was out there and he lit the ignition and it just shot him out of a cannon.
Yeah, I mean, literally shot a hot dog straight out of a bun. Was Luke Smith who said out there. Trucks at Chicago Street is what the Australian NASCAR. We've been there. We've been there a couple of weeks ago. MDW had done a fantastic job. I'd like to see what the Australian NASCAR guys got. And you know, like I said, get with Bray LaBeouf, get with Cody Knott. We can get with you, let you know their contact, try to get it all lined up. But I do agree with TJ Moore out there. Give us one oval, give us one road course. You know, y'all got the road course. Let's get a level. Yeah, Dean. But I mean, they already called a road course. I know that. Well, they already called a road course. Let's give us an oval out of that. I mean, let Bray LaBeouf and then let them figure it out. How about this real quick, though? You know, I know we're trying to get off track, you know, and it's awesome with all that. Top 4 drivers, MDW, Dustin Scruggs, Raul Meza, and Matt Lee. All 4 drivers started outside of the top 20. That is some strategy for you right there. Going all the way to lap 95, still got a long way to go. About 35 laps. Once they hit the line, be 35 laps to go here in stage number 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic.
Yeah, and the top 4, man, and you know, I don't really get to talk about Raul as much. Jacob Reeves, he's always had bad luck every time I've called one of the races he's in, and it's kind of good to see him up there, up 27 spots. And again, like you said, your top 4. I mean, Matthew Wood up 24 spots. Dustin Scruggs up 22 spots. Raul Meza up 27 spots. Great run for him tonight. Matt Lee up 22 spots. And then everybody else from, you know, they're on backs in the single digits. So everybody that started in the back, guess where they're at? They're in the top 4. So as you look here, you see Cofield battling with, I believe that's John Freeman or Matthew Cherry, excuse me. And Cherry dived to the bottom, got around Cofield, and Jacob Reeves. We got to wonder, does Cofield, did he use? I don't think to get fast repair. So did he go on the damage clock, get his damage fixed, or is he out there still with that little bit of damage? And could that damage, could it not hurt him to get back to the front?
Yeah, I mean, the aerodynamics in these trucks, I mean, they will play a little bit of a factor as to how the truck will drive. You know, I've heard them a couple of times where I've even heard, you know, just how weird the damage model is in these trucks where they have a little bit of front end damage and it makes them so damn loose they can't even drive it around the track, and they'll get, you know, rammed in the back end of the truck and they're so damn tight they're going up and they're hitting the wall. So, I mean, you know, it really... the damage model, at least to me on iRacing, has always kind of been out there, kind of off the wall. But for right now, Cofield, I mean, he's sitting in 14th. He's not really making up a whole lot of ground. He may have a little bit of damage, but certainly in these trucks, you know, there is that little bit of aerodynamic factor that you have. Real quick, while everything is calmed down with Wood, Scruggs, Meza, Johnson now has got around Matt Lee for the 4th spot, I want to see if we can flip-flop back to the 15th spot of Jordan Durasic. And there's a reason, you know, I want to talk about Jordan Durasic is if you look at this paint scheme right here, we're seeing it out there in the chat, that Shady Acres Entertainment, that they are proudly running a special American flag salute tonight to honor and pay tribute to the red, white, and blue, carrying the tribute to USAF Staff Sergeant Christian Diaz. Let's go number 6. So thank you very much for that, Shady Acres Entertainment. Thank you very much for that comment out there. Want to make sure we got that bad boy on camera. And shout out to the tribute for Christian Diaz USAF Staff Sergeant. So thank you very much to all our veterans.
Take a
who
breeze.
support
I don't
this
mean to
great
interrupt
country.
you. I don't mean to interrupt you, but while we're on that subject of that six truck, at Iowa last week, he actually run a great scheme honoring Christian Diaz. So that was pretty cool. And we're 4 wide here as well. He hadn't even thought about putting her in there, Jacob Reeves, but the 27 is going to slide up, door bang a little bit with the 58 at Cofield. They're going to be 3 wide, and I'm not sure who that is on the outside at the top, but he's looking to think about putting a 3 wide in that, or 4 wide in that 3 truck, and we got 2 rows of 3.
Damn, 3x3 at Kentucky. How are you not entertained out racing? Haney was able to slide right by him in the 87, make him up a little bit. Folks, this ain't even inside the damn top 10. This is outside the top 15 with all this going on. Haney able to shoot by him. You got Bevan shot by him as well. Jonathan Cofield in the 58 stuck in the middle of all this. He could be in a little bit of a tire-saving strategy mode where just don't go up here and burn my tires up, just take it easy all the way around, and maybe thinking about saving a set. We talked about it with 5 sets of tires, but whoa, damn, he got up on the wall. I think different on my comment. I don't think he's actually in the tire-saving mode. I think that truck may have a little bit of damage, and the aerodynamics may be going away on that number 58. Is there you see the 3 of Tristan Bruce, 1 lap down into 3, trying to get back up here, get the lucky dog, which is held by Steven Lashinsky in the 66. So if Tristan Bruce can shoot by Lashinsky, get the lucky dog, he can get himself back in contention to get the lucky dog, get back on the lead lap. But he's got a long way to go because Lashinsky is up there in front of Matthew Montgomery and Jonathan Cofield. So Tristan Bruce has got to pass 2 cars just to get to Lashinsky. Then he's got to pass him, and he's got to do it all before the end of stage 2. But, Cody, if you remember how Nick Suckle was talking about, there's going to be a lot of cautions. He feels like there is going to be a lot of cautions here in this race, which is a very good possibility. Could help Tristan Bruce slide right back on the lead lap as you see Jeff Merck in the 60 working his way to the bottom of the Bulldog Adam Newton going into turn 3.
Yeah, Merck there in that number 60 machine, diving down to the bottom to the inside of the Bulldog Adam Newton. And, yeah, man, stage 2 has actually been kind of calm. I know Nick Sacco had also said that, he thought we were going to see excitement as we see the 38 machine. That's Ryan Johnson. He's all over the back bumper, the Serb Pro number 37, and Raul Meza. But, I mean, it's been kind of calm, cool, collected. Everybody's had their head on their shoulders. Everybody's kind of been racing clean. I'm very surprised that we've only had the 1 caution with Devin Painter. But, yeah, I mean, this has actually been a very, very calm, cool, collected race, and everybody doing a very good job. And here comes Johnson. Johnson dives to the bottom, but Raul Meza on the apron, and that's the cool thing about Kentucky. You can run that apron.
Yeah, I mean, you really can. Did you see Raul Meza pretty much smack dab in the middle of the draft right in behind Dustin Scruggs? Johnson up top, trying to make it work. Robbie Richards right behind him. Then you got Matt Lee, then Luke Smith, Nick Sacco, Adam Newton, Jeff Merck. That is the top 10 as they run. Remember, they're going for those stage points as well. Matt Sherry outside looking in as we got 1 jumping down pit road. That's Dustin Scruggs in the 11. Remember how it was in the first stage. It was a 45-lap stage going all the way to lap number 45 in stage 1. We're going to stage 2. More or less, they restarted somewhere around the range. We'll call it 50. Let's just call it 50, and they're going all the way to 95. Well, that ought to tell you a little bit that there's another 45-lap stint. Odds are they can't make it just because they couldn't make it in stage 1. So I would assume everybody more or less do about the same thing that they did in stage 1, just what they're going to do in stage 2 as MDW, Matthew David Wood, he goes down pit road. But remember, Cody, these guys stayed out when the other guys went down pit road at the end of stage 1.
Yeah, and it impresses me that he can drive with an F1 wheel in a truck. And it's got to be different, Jacob Reeves. I mean, you're going from a circle to basically a rectangle, and that impresses me. I was sitting there watching him on the camera there, MDW, watching him use that wheel to drive with. I mean, that's just crazy to me. As we see a bunch of guys coming down pit road, and yeah, I definitely think you're going to see guys coming down pit road now But Jacob Reeves, I really think you're going to see somebody pit now and then try to pit with about 6 to 8 laps to go in that stage to try to do that undercut there at the stage break.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that's just the kind of strategy that you get here on the Friday night series, Monday series. Hell, it could be Tuesdays, whatever the Blanchard's Toy and Xfinity series gets fired back up here in Nazareth. I mean, who knows? Oh, the Sacco getting sideways, trying to hold on to it. Does not hit the inside rotative wall. Damn near close to it. I don't know if he got a black flag. I'm sure it wouldn't be unsafe for the pit entrance because he already spun it out at that point. So odds are he'll probably get it straightened back out, and they'll let him go ahead and think, okay, well, he spun out. That's a penalty enough. Nick Sacco goes around as we'll see Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson work his way off of turn at number 4. He's going to stay out. Looks like everybody else is going to stay out so far as well.
And you know, Jacob Reeves, if this was real NASCAR, that'd have been a caution flag just because it's a hazard to pit road. So, especially with us under green flag pit stop. So, tough break there for Nick Sacco, your stage 1 winner. And I've been watching this battle here for second, third, and fourth between Raul Meza, Richards, and Lee. These guys are glued to each other, Jacob Reeves. They're glued to each other like a child on the hip of her mama. And they're not going away from each other.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. And one thing about, like you said, this isn't the NASCAR series. This is Nazareth. This is our racing. We're not in the lawsuits like the real NASCAR racing series is. We don't roll like that. Not in Nazareth. We don't have lawsuits or anything like that. Just fun pun. Let's not really get lawsuits going. But there you see Raul Meza, 37, sitting in second. Is up front. We got a couple of guys. Like one driver actually jumped down pit road. Wasn't one of the front runners, but somebody else went down. Actually, that was Luke Smith, Kermit the Frog, 83, jumping down pit road. Is Meza going to have to fight off the 48? Robbie Richards, Matt Lee right behind him. Here comes Dustin Scruggs on Freshies to the inside. Around Lee, around Richards, around Meza. 3 wide going into 3. Scruggs has got the tire advantage. Meza way up the hill. Here comes MDW, is also on a little tire advantage as well.
Yeah, all them guys are a lap down from going down pit road, so they're just driving. I mean, look at him, Jacob Reeves, driving one-headed like he's driving on a Sunday afternoon, going to get ice cream with his girlfriend. I mean, it amazes me that he's driving this F1 wheel in the trucks, and he's just fresh tires, man, is making a big distance. But Raul Meza really impressed me right there. He made that truck that's only about 10 foot wide. He made it as big as the whole racetrack there, and made it hard for Robert Richards and Matthew Lee to get around him. But yeah, Scruggs and Matthew Wood come by them like them guys were sitting still. But here comes Jeff Merck down pit road.
Jeff Merck easing down pit road in the number 60, trying to make a case for himself to try to be a 2-time champion here on the Friday Night Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. We'll see how this ends up working out for him as he jumps down pit road. You're riding on board with some more of Nazareth's greats as Matt Lee down on the bottom side. Richards behind him. Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson still holds on with the lead. Richards and Lee got around Meza. John Freeman up here. Meza spins it around. Wow, another one spinning it out, coming down pit road. Cody, why are you thinking these guys are spinning going into the pits? As we've started seeing this numerous times, looks to me like either they're jamming on the brakes too hard or they're downshifting at the wrong time and jamming it in a gear to get the RPMs up high enough to try to help that truck slow down because they're going in as fast as they can. But which one do you think it is? You think it may be the brakes or them downshifting into another gear?
I'm going to say brake, man. We talked about that earlier with the pit road entrance, man. It's a hard pit road, and I really wish our producer, when we get one coming down pit road, we could go on board with his pit entrance and watch how he pits. And here we go right here. We're on board. I believe this is with Ryan Johnson. I don't know if he's coming down pit road though, but I'm gonna say brakes, man. I mean, it's hard. It's a very, very, very tricky and delicate pit road to come down. I mean, you do not have that big pit lane entrance going in like you do coming off. So you definitely gotta be careful. And you're going from 130, 120 to 45 within a split of a second. Well, you're going from 170 to 45 miles an hour within a split second. So I'm going to say brakes. I really think it's the brakes.
It's like
Here we go, right?
Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson coming down pit road. Looks like he was able to get it into a pretty good spot. Didn't spin it around with venom on the hood or on the helmet of the number 38 of Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson, all the way up in Cheesehead Country up in Wisconsin. Down on pit road, the 38 is. He will surrender the lead to Matthew Lee, John Freeman. All these guys up here sitting in up here as well. There's Jonathan Cofield. Got him a little bit of damage, according to Brandon Wallace out there. And odds are, I'm not trying to, start anything because I'm not 100% out, but I would say possibility in the 58, Jonathan Cofield, Brandon Wallace, they work with each other out of this. Mark Cofield out there, I am seeing it, that Jonathan Cofield, Mark Cofield, and Brandon Wallace, he's got a crew chief, kind of a Mark Cofield crew chiefing for him, Brandon Wallace maybe spotting for him a little bit. That is something very unique that you see, Cody Deemers, in iRacing. It's very realistic, obviously, when you get into the real aspects of real racing, but on iRacing, 9 times out of 10, as we see John Freeman coming down pit road, but 9 times out of 10, you don't have a real crew chief and a real spotter. 9 times out of 10, you're out there for your damn self.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, not very many people run spotters, other than the iRacing spotter. He's about as good as a $2 bill, which you can't find. So, yeah, definitely got to be out there by yourself. And here we see that beautiful paint scheme of Jordan Jurassic there again as he works down into the corner. He is your race leader and still hasn't come down pit road, so I'm assuming here he comes. Never mind. Here he comes. He's coming down pit road with 14 laps to go, and I definitely think you're going to see somebody gamble here and go a little bit longer there, Jacob Reed.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to see how that's going to work out right here. See kind of what happens. Let's see what happens right here. MDW back out there. He is in good shape. Odds are he's going to make it all the way to the end. He already made that pit stop. So the 21 reassumed. Eventually, yes, he has reassumed the lead. Got around him. Dustin Scruggs in the 11 holds down second. Matt Sherry, Luke Smith, Keith Haiti. Now they're flip-flopping back and forth to Ryan Johnson in the 38. He has jumped back up here and got into this as well. So for a second, we have calmed down for the moment, Cody Deemers. And, I got to be honest with you. Sacco was talking about this a while ago. Nick Sacco was. I'm expecting a lot of cautions. Right now, I'm sorry, myth may have been busted at this point. But I will agree 100% with Shady Acres Entertainment out there in the live chat. Light us up out there in the live chat, if you will. Interact with us. Let us know what you're doing on a fantastic Friday night here watching the NASRA 360 Racing Network. But he says, or they say, that stage 3, when it's going to get real. And I got a feeling it's usually how it is on a NASRA Friday night. Stage 1, stage 2 is very calm, Cody. Stage 3, all hell breaks loose every single time.
Yeah, they always say it ain't over till the fat lady sings. And the fat lady, at least I ain't heard her sing yet, but yeah, she stage 3 is where I think stuff's gonna get entertaining. I mean, playoffs to me is a big deal. That's you want to be patient. Stage 1 and stage 2, you don't want to tear your truck up, and you don't have the fast repairs. You have the tires, but you don't have the fast repairs, so you don't want to go out there and whoa. So you definitely don't want to go out there, and you don't want to go crazy. So therefore, you be patient stage 1 and 2, and then stage 3, again, that's where as you say, all hell's gonna break loose.
Yeah, it always does. Always does, and always pretty much will at this point. As you are seeing everybody jumping themselves a rip or if and went around with 5 to go. Wood holds down the lead. Johnson on a huge tear back there, way faster than what your race leader's running right now. But he is so far back. in 8 seconds. Wood got about a 2-second lead rather, over Dustin Scruggs as we got contact. Matthew Cummins, 14.
Whoa.
Damn near got spun around and almost brought us out a caution right here to end stage 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic. The driver that got into him was the 54 right there. You're riding on board with him, of Matt Cherry.
Yeah, it looks like they just made a little contact there, and amazing save by that number 14 of Matthew Cummins. As he looked like he was out there dirt tracking through 3 and 4, and great save there. And Matt Cherry goes away like nothing ever happened. And Jacob Reeves, we're already at the end of stage 2, and guess what? We got the big one to come, the stage number 3. I think we're gonna see some shit tore up.
Yeah, very good possibility. I mean, anything at this point could be really very much game on, if you will. As you see coming around this time, we got 3 laps to go to end it here for stage number 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic. MDW, Matthew David Wood, down the back, shoot into turn number 3. Scruggs, about a second or 1.7 back, kind of closed it a little bit. Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson, I'll tell you what, if it wasn't 2 to go or 3 to go, and he had about another, I don't know, maybe about another 6-7 laps, Tiny Horse would probably run him down. He is moving up here into the 3rd spot. To give you an idea, he ran a 32.4 to MDW's 33.2. So he's putting down the laps. He's just going to run out of time. With 2 laps to go, MDW going into turn 3, coming around for the final, or to take the white flag of stage number 2.
Yeah, off of turn number 4, he works. MDW going to win the Glass Mechanical stage number 2. And, man, this kid's been dominating Jacob Reeves. I don't know if anybody's got anything for him. I mean, I think if I think somebody's gonna have to play some strategy here to beat this kid. I think it's gonna be
Yellow flag is out.
one on strategy. I mean, that's the only way you're gonna be able to beat him.
MDW, Matthew David Wood, stage 2 winner, presented by the Glass Mechanic. Dustin Scruggs, 2nd. Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson will finish 3rd. Luke Smith will finish 4th, with Matt Cherry finishing top 5. Rest of the drivers getting stage points. Joshua Rodriguez, James Beard, Raul Meza, Jeff Merck, and Robbie Richards. The 10 drivers getting them some stage points. Bulldog Adam Newton misses out. John Freeman will miss out, as well as other drivers like Jonathan Cofield and others, Brandon Broadfoot drivers, Dylan Cardenas, all those guys in the playoffs. Guys missing out on some playoffs. Well, folks, real quick, we're going to jump to a commercial break. We'll bring it right back. Talk with your stage 2 winner, MDW, and get you ready for stage 3 when we return.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at Kentucky. All the drivers jumping off of pit road, MDW and others come off of pit road, Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson and others as well. Well, here we go. I got a feeling, at this point, I mean, this is, I don't want to say anything wrong, but this is starting to get sad. Once again, in the National 360 Racing Network booth, MDW, the weatherman, Matthew David Wood. I'm sorry, buddy. I mean, hell, you're used to this. You're used to coming up here talking to us. I mean, it seems like, next week we'll be like, so, how was your week? And this, I'm just messing with you. Anyway, congratulations on stage 2, buddy. You had to do it all the way from the back to get up to the front. Had to throw a little different strategy out there to make it work, but congratulations.
Yeah, I missed you last week. Yeah, it was definitely fun getting through the field. I was very, very happy with my long run pace, but Tiny Horse is very, very quick on the long run, just as quick as I am, if not quicker. So I thought about fuel strategy, but I don't think it's going to work. So we'll see how it goes. This stage will definitely be an interesting one. I got Dustin in the lead. Hopefully I can push him out there and we can both clear Ryan.
Yeah, and Matthew Wood, I got to ask you real fast before we get going here. What's your strategy here? Are you gonna try to short pit and undercut, or are you gonna just kind of go, all out with it?
I'm gonna look at lap times and see kind of where I'm at when everybody starts pitting, and then I'll decide from there.
Well, honestly, what if I was you? I would have pulled the Nick Saban strategy. I wouldn't have told anybody a damn thing, but that's just me. I'm just messing with you, buddy.
Technically, I didn't. So.
More or less, you didn't. Good job. I mean, that's how you do it. MDW, good luck, buddy.
God bless.
Yeah. I never tell anybody what I'm doing. I just let them figure it out. I tell them, so you just stick around a little bit and see what happens. That way, if you do good, then it looks good. If you wreck, then, hell, you knew it was going to happen anyway. Green flag back in the air. Stage 3 is when it's going to get real here tonight in Kentucky. Dustin Scruggs, Johnson, Wood, top 3. Matt Cherry falls in line for 4th. Luke Smith coming at the frog. They're getting single file up at the front. Johnson trying to go after Scruggs for the lead.
Yeah, as they work down into 3 and 4. Yeah, I just wanted to see if he'd give his strategy away, but he didn't. He passed the test. He didn't fail it. So Scruggs checking out here, and Matthew Wood trying to get around the Ryan Johnson machine. And Jacob Reeves, Ryan Johnson is a man on a mission. And as we look back here with Jeff Merck, he is in a hornet's nest as they work down the back straightaway. That's going to be the 25 machine. That's going to be James Beard. He door bangs a little bit there in 3 and 4.
Mama Merck, hide your eyes. Your husband is in a little bit of a pickle right now in the number 60. Then again, he may think 3 wide and say, I'll show you a damn pickle. But he thinks different, backs away. Now he's going to have a bad spot right here to his inside, as now he goes 3 wide with one on the bottom of Robbie Richards. MDW going after Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson. Merck went 3 wide for just a second, jumped back to 2 wide. Johnson down on the bottom, Wood up top. Cherry trying to go after him as well. Cherry to the top side. Matt Cherry gets a run. He'll go to 3rd, or at least for the moment, at the line gets 3rd. Nope, Johnson got him by just an inch. But now Cherry trying to hold it down. Johnson to the inside. Luke Smith, Joshua Rodriguez, top 6, trying to chase down Dustin Scruggs.
Yeah, your top 6 is trying to reel him in. And right now, there you see the conga line, the snake, the slither down the back straightaway. Here comes the 25. James Beard, he is working the outside line. Jacob Reeves, and he is there you see him on board with him. He's trying to get around the number 1. That's Joshua Rodriguez. And then you got the 83, Kermit the Frog, working on the outside of him now. James Beard going to try to dive down to the bottom here. And there's Kermit the Frog. He's got a slingshot. Whoa, big check up there as it works down the back straightaway, Jacob Reeves.
Yeah, I mean, and one thing about this right here, you see James Beard, he started 28th all the way up to 7th. He is in the playoffs. Went through the fast 24, through the very first round of the 24, made it all the way to the round of 18. And James Beard up here has got him some stage points, I believe just about every single from 1 all the way into 2. have to give me a correction on that one. TJ Moore, I believe you are out there. Maybe you can help me out with that. Let me know if he got stage 1, stage 2 points. Just kidding, TJ. But, I mean, good drive by all these guys. As you see Kermit the Frog to the inside. Trying to go after James Beard as well. Robbie Richards right in behind them with Jeff Merck back here as well. I mean, honestly, it's good up front. If you're Dustin Scruggs, if you're any of these guys back here just outside of the top 5, you're wanting to get the hell out of this any way you can, any way how.
And for sure. James Beard gonna get into him. James Beard gonna get sideways as Robert Richards gonna get into the left rear of the 25. That's going to open the door up for Sacco. That's going to open the door up for Freeman. Freeman going to go around. Sacco 3 wide through the middle down the front straightaway. He's going to bring Jurassic, it looks like. No, Sacco going to go to the outside, but Jurassic's still there with him as well as they work back down into turn number 1. Beard, Merck disconnects. No good. Tough break there for him, Jacob Reeves.
Yeah, Jeff Merck looks like he is out of this thing. I'm looking down there on the bottom. I don't see where it said he actually disconnects, so odds are he might have just lagged out of it. And that is a heartbreaker for the number 60 here tonight of Jeff Merck, riding on board with Jordan Jurassic in the 6, just outside of the top 10. Everybody all the way up, more or less, through the top 10. Making that top 11 is single file all the way through turns 1 and 2. Jurassic still trying to battle with James Beard on his outside. Sacco takes it down to the inside. He's trying to work on John Freeman. Right behind them, Isaac Bevan, Matthew Montgomery, Jonathan Cofield back here battling as well.
Yeah, Cofield's worked his way back up into the fight as he looks to the inside of Isaac Bevan. Isaac Bevan in that 27 machine as Cofield makes it 3 wide down the front straightaway. And to his outside, I believe that's Matthew Montgomery in the 24 machine. James Beard right there is in front of him. Bevan behind him. Right behind Isaac Bevan, you got Brandon Broadfoot. It's a 5-truck battle here. And here comes Broadfoot looking to the inside of Bevan. Cofield on the bottom. Beard, Montgomery, 3 and 4. Working through 3 and 4. Coming back to you, Jacob Reeves.
New Edge Simulation out there in the live chat. Pretty good race so far. Just stick around for a little bit. I got a feeling it's fixing to heat up here in the Bluegrass State. Jonathan Cofield might have got a little bit of that damage fixed up. Isaac Bevan right here in the home state. Honestly, I mean, really born and bred, if you will, with Isaac Bevan. Louisville, Kentucky. Down on the inside, running down Matthew Montgomery. Up top, you see the 25, James Beard. Cofield, I mentioned, might have got some of that damage fixed. May end up having I don't even know how this would work out, but we may end up having a little talk with the crew chief of Mark Cofield if we could. Get a holler at him and see kind of if they got that damage fixed. I've never done that, Dane. I've never interviewed a damn crew chief in the middle of a race on iRacing. I've never did that. It would be pretty cool to try it if we can get in touch with Mark Cofield just for a split second, kind of see what's going on with the 58. Trying to work his way back up after being up at the front and having that incident right there at the end of stage 1. He's trying to work his way back up here, and big shove to the back end of the 25, James Beard. I know Talladega's on the horizon. I know you want to do a little bump drafting, but Kentucky got to be careful with that. You see some of that on mile and a half with some of that bump drafting, but got to be careful with that, as Luke Smith ain't worried about bump drafting, son, down to the inside of the 1 of Joshua Rodriguez in turn 3.
Yeah, and Mark Cofield says in the live chat, damage is fixed, and we are rolling again. Brandon Wallace says damage fixed on Cofield. But here comes, I believe that is Luke Smith and the 1 of Joshua Rodriguez. They are slide job after slide job. Here comes Smith back down to the bottom. We're dirt tracking it here in Kentucky off of turn number 2. Here comes Smith back to the bottom. Rodriguez to the outside. There you go. Here, let's see if Rodriguez is going to cross him up again, Jacob Reeves. He's going to do it. Is he coming? Here he comes. He's going to slice him up, slicing and dicing as they work off of turn number 4.
Rodriguez down to the bottom side. Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith up top. This is the battle for the top 5. Kermit the Frog here. Dean pulls it off better than I do. But Luke Smith up top. Here's Rodriguez down to the bottom side in the 1. Wood of Rodriguez slides up. Smith all the way up to the top of the racetrack. Almost gets up into the wall. Still hard racing between both of these guys, but very clean. Neither one of them has made any contact. I may end up jinxing them, and somebody end up doing somebody before it's all said and done. But for the most part, Luke Smith gets the rod off turn 4. He will get away from Rodriguez. Right in behind them, you see Raul Meza back here looking in a little bit of a spot as well. But we're going to flip-flop back up here to the lead as Scruggs, check it out. Whoa, damn, that Nazareth. Wow, that Nazareth logo looks like you might have had you a couple of. You might be a little bit high if you can read that right there. If you can read that, you're probably high. But other than that, there you go. Yeah. If you can read that, then you've been finding where Grandpappy's been hiding that moonshine from Granny. That's exactly. If you can read that logo, that's exactly what it is. Thank you, Dean.
Yeah, for sure. That is a. I don't think I've ever seen one like that. There, Jacob Reeves, and yeah, and there you go. That's what it's supposed to look like right there. That's a sober version of the Nazareth logo as they work back into turn number 3 and 4. I believe it's about 30 to go. I think the stage laps are wrong. It's not 55. It's 50, 21 of 50. I'm not too sure though, but I believe we're about 30. I believe we're about 29 laps to go here. There, Jacob Reeves and Matthew Wood all over the back bumper of Dustin Scruggs as they work back down in 2.
MDW Matthew David Wood still trying to run down Dustin Scruggs. Got that logo the way that he does, but one thing about it, regardless of how the logo is, whether or not he's been hitting some of the Kentucky Bourbon up here, he has kept that number 11 up at the front since starting in P24. Did not qualify. Had some decent speed in practice, running 30.3s was his fastest lap in practice, about a tenth slower than what Matthew David Wood was running in practice. So Scruggs has got speed up here at the front with Wood behind him. Johnson right in behind him as well with Matt Cherry. Front 4 trying to separate from the rest of the pack. You see Cherry back there. He is the 4th driver, but he's flip-flopped back a little bit more. You look up ahead of them, and you've got the other drivers up here. One of them is Steven Lashinsky that you see in the 66, trying to race his way to get back one lap down to the outside. The 66 goes around Johnson, goes around Wood, goes around Scruggs. Lashinsky got him a little bit of go-go juice in the number 60. He goes one lap down, and now he's going to be in a little fight with Matt Lee. Matthew coming to Keith Haney to try to get that lucky dog.
Yeah, and as we look here at Matthew Wood, somebody in the live chat said if Matthew Wood wins tonight, I'm going to do 21 push-ups since his number is 21. And I guess that's one way to get exercise, I guess, there, Jacob Reeves, as we see Scruggs here working to the outside of the number Ryan Johnson. And he's on the bottom there in that 38. Matthew Wood right behind this battle. There you see him in that 21. Ryan Johnson looking to the inside. He's trying to go to the race lead there off of turn number 4, Jacob Reeves.
Yeah, I mean, and I will say this. If Wood ends up winning this race tonight, you do the 21 push-ups, you either got to video it or it didn't happen. Johnson to the bottom. Scruggs up top. Wood right in behind him. And I'm telling you right now, just like Joshua Suss says out there, those Florida cabinet cars or Florida cabinet trucks are sexy. Absolutely. They very much are. Johnson, one of them down there on the bottom side, trying to make it stick. Scruggs up top, getting a run. Scruggs is getting a little bit of a challenge. He had one from Wood. Now he gets one from Johnson. Wood, one-handed it, if you will, to the outside of Johnson. Battle for the lead is on for the front 3. Cherry is back there, not too far back from this battle. And then you got to go back a whole second to Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith, and about another second back to Joshua Rodriguez. Front 3, literally in Talladega draft formation, trying to separate themselves from the rest of the field.
I'm telling you, they're glued to each other like a child glued to his mama. As they work down the front straightaway. Wood on the outside of Brian Johnson. Scruggs right there with a back rear view as That logo's messing me up there, Jacob Reeves. I'm starting to wonder if I'm a little tired or if I got a little bit too much of the moonshine there. It's messing me up as I look over there at Ryan Johnson's logo, and we're good to go. But Johnson's going to dive down to the bottom of the 11 of Scruggs. Matthew Wood right there. But here comes the 78 machine. I believe that is a lap-down truck there of I'm not too sure, but here comes Wood to the outside of the Ryan Johnson as they work back down with 27 laps to go.
Yeah, it's Scruggs going down to the bottom side, jumping down, trying to put the block on him. That 78 behind him. Jeffrey Sickles trying to jump up here and maybe make himself one lap down as well. There's MDW biding his time, trying to figure out where he wants to go. Can he get around Johnson? Can he get around Scruggs? Scruggs still holding with the lead. Here comes Jeffrey Sickles on the freshies to the outside. He'll go back on one lap down as well. And Wood sees the opportunity, thought about it, went to the inside, thought different. He'll back away, jump back in behind the tiny horse of Ryan Johnson. Scruggs still got the lead. Cherry not too far back. Cherry starting to very slowly ease back into this bad boy right here at this point. Jeff Merck, he's back out on the track. He's 13 laps down, trying to muster something up. He did lag out, but now Jeff Merck is back into this bad boy, trying to just salvage anything at this point because, we are in a decent spot right here with where everybody is. We're getting ready for some green flag pit stops, and we got a whole lot of them. Adam Newton, the 87 of Nick Sacco, the 87 jumping down pit road as well. A number of other drivers easing down. Actually, that was a 67 Nick Sacco, but we got green flag pit stops on the racetrack.
Yeah, and pit stops are going to be coming fast, and I think this is one of the two pit stops, Jacob Reeves, that they are going to have to make. I think they're going to have to make another pit stop with about 10 or 12 laps to go. So I don't think they can make it on the end. So, again, we see Shady Acres Entertainment says, if this thing stays green, we're going to see strategy come into play. And that's just what we're going to see as of right now. If strategy is going to come into play, because they're going to have to make another pit stop. Now, the question is, and it brings back again, do you undercut? Do you overcut? Do you pit now and then wait to that lap 8 and push it as far as you can to that gas needle, begging for life? Or do you wait till you're just about there and empty, then you pit, kind of do that undercut deal? So there's a lot to it as we see Matthew Wood coming to the outside.
Yeah, Wood to the outside of Dustin Scruggs to get the draft off Johnson. Slingshot his way into the second spot for the most part. He will get clear. So take Wood back to the second spot, trying to go for 3 in a row. He won at Lime Rock, he won at Iowa, and he would love to win it here at Kentucky. 3 completely different racetracks. Lime Rock, a road course, obviously with Iowa, a short track, and here at a 1.5 miles. And there's Dustin Scruggs. He was up there battling one of those front 3. He jumps down pit road, so front 2 has now separated themselves by over 2.5 seconds. Johnson back to the lead. You got Wood sitting in second. Luke Smith back about 2.5 seconds back in third. John Freeman, Joshua Rodriguez, for the most part, that is your top 5 at this point. And we are waiting on green flag pit stops as MDW coming down pit road. Make sure you hit the 45-mile-per-hour pit stall. It looks like, I don't know, he went in. I was watching him right there, Cody Deemers. He went in pretty hot right there. Pit road speed limit 45. He had to back up as well. Wood might have costed himself right there. You saw him going about 49 right there. iRacing, they're iffy about that, Cody Deemers. They are iffy about that pit road speed limit on how it is. I've went 5 over and not got caught, and I've went 3 over and got busted for the 40-second hold. But once Wood went in, Johnson went in, and everybody else is going down pit road for green flag scheduled pit stops right here with, at the point, we'll more or less go ahead and call it at this point. We're on lap 130. We're going to 150. Dean, key that sucker up with the Premier Racing Setups. 20 to go. And folks, if you need a fast setup, Go check them out, PremierRacingSetups.com. Obviously, enter the code of NASRA, N-A-S-R-A, or Jake57, and you will get 15% off your entire order. Also, 15% gets kicked back to the respective brands. Either one, nobody's going to complain. And folks, if you want the setups that NASRA races, that the Redneck Announcer races, that honestly, anybody that knows how to do it, you want the best setups on iRacing, go check them out. PremierRacingSetups.com is the first Magical Creations Toyota of Luke Smith. Kermit the Frog jumps it down pit road for his scheduled pit stop.
Yeah, Premier Racing Setups is a high-quality setup shop, and they produce really good setups as well. So, Buzzy Mongold, right there in that number 97. He's going to be out on the racing surface, still your race leader, and I think he's actually one of the only ones that has not yet pitted there, Jacob Reeves. And, I gotta wonder, when pit cycles flip back around, who's going to be the race leader? Who played the cards right? Who played the strategy right? Again, I think this may be, I think this may be, as we see the 12 machine, cannot get down because of that, the faster traffic. I mean, and that's the struggle there in that number 97 discount tires of Mongo.
Yeah, Mongo really basically kind of riding it out long right here, started 29. He didn't even run a damn practice time neither. He started 29, did not run any practice. So that's going to be interesting. He's got a lot of traffic right in front of him. Mongo may be trying to pull the long strategy, run as long as he can. Mesa got up into the wall right there in front of him. Everybody stacked it up, went down to the inside. Matt Lee, all these other guys, James Beard and others, working their way off of turn number 2. And folks, believe it or not, we have a guest in the broadcast booth, believe it or not. Real quick, Dean, we have a broadcast up here. We have a guest up here as we're going 3 wide off turn 4. David Dean has jumped up here in the broadcast booth. Buddy, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? What you doing, little man? My wife just brought my son in here while we're doing this. Cody, take it away for a second, buddy.
Yes, sir. As we look at this battle going on here, you got Robert Richards, you got the 21, Matthew Wood, MDW, Scruggs, and the 38 of Ryan Johnson. And I believe that Ryan Johnson is in that number, that 5th position. Whoa! Tight there it was as they work into turn number 1. And here comes Robert Richards. He's looking to the inside of Scruggs. This is a gall going on for 7th and 8th as they work down the back straightaway. Scruggs, Richards, MDW, Johnson. Then you got Cofield right in front of them. And they're catching him quick. Here goes MDW to the outside of Johnson. Looks him. Johnson going to punch a hole in. Here comes MDW back down to the bottom. And this just right here amazes me. This one wheel. Whoa, buddy, Matthew DW going to go to the bottom there, Jacob Reeves.
Boy, they are 3 wide, working their way through 1 and 2. Wood down on the bottom side. Johnson is up top. Big battle going on. Cofield right behind them, trying to see if they can make it stick. Jonathan Cofield back into the mix, trying to make it stick. Wood on the bottom. Johnson is up top off turn number 4.
Yeah, here comes Matthew Wood in that number 21. Ryan Johnson right in front of him. And these guys are about even. These guys are about even here. Last lap times, Matthew Wood, 32.8 or 32.232. Then you got Ryan Johnson in that number 38 machine, 32.157. They are the 2 fastest trucks on the racing surface, coming around to 10 laps to go, Jacob Reeves.
10 laps to go here tonight at Kentucky. Buzzy Mongold still holds on, still haven't went down pit road. Matt Cherry right here smack dab in the middle of them as well. Johnson trying to hold it down. Cofield there with him as well. David Dean is absolutely pissed, but he is loving the action as now Buzzy Mongold goes down pit road.
Buzzy Mongold going down pit road, and here comes Robert Richards. He is up to back bumper of Jonathan Cofield. And guess who is in the lead? Matt Cherry. But look who's right behind him. Ryan Johnson, Matthew Wood, right there, reeling him in. Last pit lap for Cherry, 126. Johnson and Wood, 130. Will be the last pit for him. Everybody should have made enough pit stops late to be able to make it to the end. But here comes Johnson. Johnson to the inside of Cherry as they work back down into turn number 1 there, Jacob Reeves.
Yeah, Johnson down on the bottom side trying to make it happen as we are at the 10 lap to go mark. Johnson down on the bottom. He will dispose of the 54 of Matt Cherry. Now MDW is going to try to dispose of Cherry the best that he can. Both of them running in the 32.5s marks. Cherry ran a 33.0, so they will dispose of Matt Cherry. Cherry just trying to get all the points that he can and pull some kind of strategy out of his tailpipes. Johnson is absolutely checking out. He is gone. Now Wood goes back to second. Started 25th, done it from the back. MDW trying to go for 3 in a row here tonight in Kentucky. Matt Cherry back to third. Nick Sacco way back there over 2 seconds back from the battle that is going on for the lead. But for the most part, the tiny horse Ryan Johnson started 7th. He's trying to get him a win and help his case here in the NASRA Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series playoffs.
Matthew Wood, oh my goodness, just slapped the fence off of turn number 4. That is going to let Ryan Johnson get a little bit further. Now Wood's got to make the ground back down. Cherry right there with him as well. 8 laps to go. The question is, can he get to him, the Jacob Reeves?
Well, with that screw up, I got a feeling he is pretty much in trouble right here. I mean, he slipped, busted his tail. You saw it right there. He's about 2/10 slower than Ryan Johnson, but he lost a lot of time right here. Hits it at the line. He's about a half a second. He lost about another half a second. So MDW may just want to just go ahead. I mean, he's going to dig. He's going to dig for everything he's got. He never quits on anything that he does here in Nazareth. He never is a quitter. So Wood has got to figure something out. But the one thing is, I will say this, Cody Namers, he needs some luck. He needs a caution. He needs something to try to get back into this. If he does it, he is going to pretty much end up finishing second, and Johnson may end up walking away with it. We'll flip-flop back here. It's Kermit the Frog going after John Freeman. Freeman up here. Oh, baby, check this out. Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith down to the bottom side. They worked their way around the 66 of Stephen Lashinsky, who, mind you, is in position to try to get around Buzzy Mongo, maybe try to battle it out for that lucky dog spot. But Johnson still holding on with the lead. The Frog is in the house to the inside, gets into Freeman, almost knocks him up the hill in 3.
Yeah, these guys are battling out hard, and one mistake by either one of these drivers, and this might be just what Matthew Wood wants. He needs a caution bad, is what I'm going to think. But here comes Kermit. Kermit dives down to the inside of Freeman, and Freeman is right there. He is pinching the 83 of Smith as they work down into turn number 3. Here comes Luke Smith to the inside of the 42 of John Freeman. Here they go. And they're 3 wide behind them as well. And here comes Smith once again. Freeman going to shut the door. He's going to try to slow him down a little bit. But look at the interval of Matthew Wood. And right behind these guys, you got a big gaggle of traffic. You got Jurassic, Rodriguez, Montgomery right there behind them as well. But Smith, Freeman, door banging down the back straightaway into turn number 3 there, Jacob Reeves.
Yeah, John Freeman, really, I mean, he is pinching the hell out of Luke Smith, pinching him like an acne bump, more or less. I mean, that's how bad he's pinching him. Freeman up top, Smith still down on the bottom side. Johnson has actually grown that gap more than what it was. We're at 3 laps to go. Johnson over 2 seconds now at that point, right at 2 seconds, matter of fact. Dean is wanting to see some beef here tonight in Kentucky. I'm telling you, I haven't played the Southbound yet. I have not played it. We have not played with the cows yet. Any way, shape, fashion, or form. But if Freeman keeps on pinching him, Kermit the Frog may end up getting into him, and then we will play the Southbound. I know everybody's waiting on it as Freeman gets up into the wall. Smith behind him, 2 to go. Smith may have a shot at him, but up front, Johnson's got it over by 2 seconds. Watch them work their way off of turn number 2. And here we come going into turn 3 for the white flag. Johnson trying to take it all the way to the house.
Yeah, and Freeman was pinching that Luke Smith like the luck of the Irish, but up off of turn number 4. He's going to be coming to the white flag. Darren's detailing shine white flag there. Jacob Reeves. It is Ryan Johnson as he works in to turn number 1. He has played everything right. He has played his cards right here tonight at Kentucky.
Absolutely. Johnson trying to get it going from Salem, Wisconsin, the Cheesehead State. Tiny Horse works his way off of turn 2. MDW, his hands are tied. He's behind lap traffic and ain't going to make a damn. Off turn 4 for the final time. Punch your ticket to the next round. Brian Tiny Horse Johnson off turn number 4. He wins here tonight in Kentucky. MDW finally will cross by the line. He'll get second. Matt Cherry with that strategy, bold strategy plays out. He will finish 3rd. Dustin Scruggs gets 4th. Nick Sacco rounds out the top 5. And just like we were talking about with John Freeman, Luke Smith, Freeman beat out Luke Smith for the 8th spot. Right in between them was Robbie Richards and Jonathan Cofield. And Jordan Durasic in the number 6, giving the shout out to the veteran for the Staff Sergeant veteran. He was able to pull it off. Staff Sergeant Christian Diaz, he was able to pop out a top 10 here tonight for Jordan Durasic, but the night belongs to the 38 of Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson, Glass Mechanic 200 winner, and he's going to burn it down right here on the front straightaway. And obviously, we will be waiting on the reverse victory lap. This winner's circle, there it is. This winner's circle obviously presented by Florida Cabinet Distributors and Florida Cabinet Distributors Victory Lane at winner's circle. And there goes Johnson all the way around. Florida Cabinet Distributors on the back of the truck. And he will let it shine all the way around it. The Polish reverse victory lap for Tiny Horse. What a drive.
Never seen that. Never seen that. Never seen a backwards. Backwards. Never seen that. And heck, I think he drives just as good backwards, Jacob Reeves, as he does forwards. So, yeah, man, this kid paid his cards all right all night. He was there when it meant the most, and he was there when it mattered the most, too. So, definitely interesting seeing somebody drive backwards. It's almost like the guy that drives the backwards school bus, facing school bus in the figure eights around where I live at. So, definitely pretty cool, and it is definitely wild. This is a first for me.
Yeah, I mean, more or less. I mean, kind of like Mater in cars, pretty much just uses rear view mirrors to back up all the way around. Yeah. More or less, that's what you're looking at there with Tiny Horse Johnson. I know he probably calls it something else, but I'm gonna call it the Mater victory lap just for the hell of it at this point.
Hey,
Johnson makes it all the way around the 1.5 miles. Think about it, if he would have just say he would have won at Lime Rock 2 weeks ago, I would have loved to see him trying to go all the way around that sucker backwards. But odds are, I mean, it would have been something to see right there. Everybody would have been throwing in dollar bills on whether or not he was going to be able to pull him off or to pull it off. Everybody would have been making that bet. Tiny Horse Johnson, Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson gets the win here tonight. Will lock himself into the next round of the playoffs. MDW Matthew David Wood, the bid for 3 in a row, is going to come up 1 spot short, but still a good run for Wood. He will finish in 2nd. Matt Cherry with that strategy will pay off. He will finish 3rd. Dustin Scruggs, Nick Sacco rounds out the top 5. Robbie Richards finished 6th. Jonathan Cofield had a pretty good run, had some damage that he had to play around with and try to get fixed, but will still salvage a 7th place finish. So good bounce back for the 58 here tonight. John Freeman will finish 8th. Luke Smith, Kermit the Frog will finish 9th, and Jordan Durasic in the 6th. JD will finish 10th. Joshua Rodriguez, Matthew Montgomery will finish 11th and 12th. The Holla Daddy Brian Jew, a very quiet night after starting 27th, will finish 13th. Isaac Bevan will finish 14th. Raul Meza will finish 15th with Adam Newton, James Beard, Brandon Broadfoot, Matt Lee, and Buzzy Mongo rounds out the top 20, Cody.
Yeah, 21st will be Matthew Cummins, Eric Zimmerman, Jeff Sickles, Steven Lazinski, Keith Haney, round out your top 25. Dylan Cardenas, tough break there for him in that number 15 truck. Started on the pole, spun the tires late on that restart there. Jacob Reeves comes home 2 laps down in the 26th position. Jeff Burke, Ed Osborne, Tristan Bruce, Devin Painter rounds out your top 30, and I believe everybody 31st, 32nd, and 33rd were your race control.
Yep, Cody Knott, Chris Blanchard, Stephen Thomas, the race directors here for this evening. Well, folks, don't go anywhere. We're going to round up the podium finishers, have a little talk with them, and give you kind of what we thought about this race, give you a preview for next week as well, so don't go anywhere. You've been watching the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series here live on the National 360 Racing Network.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Folks, we are back in the Bluegrass State. I have just went and got me a little bit of bourbon, and we are ready to get this bad boy going, get it done, and let me have a little sip of it. And I got a feeling, rare Florida Cabinet Distributors Victor Lane, Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson up in the Cheesehead States having himself a little bit of bourbon as well. Congratulations, Ryan Johnson, on the win, buddy. What a drive. Tell us about your race.
Oh, man. Yeah, finally. It feels like it's been forever. That was a lot of fun. That was a hell of a race with all them guys. MDW, Dustin, Matt Cherry, a whole bunch of other people that just raced really clean all night. That race was a lot of fun. It was, man, you had to have a good strategy, be on your game, save your tires a little bit. And I didn't do that a couple times, and I kind of learned from my mistakes as we went, just hoping that I'd be there at the end. And fortunately, I think we had a really good last pit stop there and a little bit of luck. But, man, that was fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun up there to sit there and watch all that racing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But, Ryan, I mean, you come into this right here, you're looking to, obviously you won the Blanchard's Towing Xfinity Series Championship. You come into the night, you go from the Fast 18, you more or less locked yourself in, you get the win, you go into the Elite 12. I mean, that's got to take a lot of pressure off of you, to pull that off, especially, knock MDW off because you was racing against him the whole time. It takes a lot of pressure off of you beating him tonight, showing that he is beatable, from trying to go for 3 in a row. But it's certainly going to take a lot of pressure off of you knowing that you're going to be in the next round at least.
Oh, yeah. Getting in the next round is the biggest thing right now. Obviously, everyone wants to make it to that final race. Next round, we might have a little trouble with that. I'll be missing a race, so that makes me a little worried. But I'll at least advance this round. Yeah, I don't know what he's done this season. He is just tearing it up, killing everybody. It's very rare, but I guess some drivers got something for him, at least at certain tracks. I know we could have had a couple more this season, but things just didn't work out that way. But no, it's fun to race him. He's super clean, respectful. Same with a lot of the other guys. But yeah, man, we're looking forward to the next round. Hopefully we can make it past that one. But look forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Talking about this, probably be out one of those weeks. You may end up going to a bachelor party, much less like Nick Sacco did last round, which is one of the reasons why he wasn't able to make it. But Tiny Horse, buddy, congratulations on the win. Congratulations on that. Thank you for your time. And real quick, before we let you go, you got any sponsors, any shout outs?
Yeah, I just got to thank everyone at Nazra, Brady and the admins, everybody putting it on. You guys up in the booth broadcasting every race. Blue Lights and Blue Line Racing, Josh and Huck, putting these teams together. And our sponsors, Merck's Magical Creations, Concerns of Police Survivors, Starbase 1552 Comics, Florida Cabinet Distributors for being on the truck all season. I really appreciate that. Cofield Asphalt Refinishing and Cofield Supply and Service. And everybody tuning in and watching us race our trucks around some virtual Kentucky tonight. Not normally my favorite track, but I'll take it tonight.
Yeah, I got a feeling he is pretty happy, folks out there. Joshua Suss Racing out there on the live chat. Rumor has it he just got 2 inches taller with that win. So he'll take that all day long. Rod Tiny Horse Johnson gets the win. Congratulations on the win, buddy. We'll see you at Lucas Oil next week.
I appreciate it, buddy.
That was Tiny Horse Rod Johnson. Go to the second place finisher, the weatherman, MDW Matthew David Wood coming home second here tonight. Matt, buddy, I mean, what else did you need right there at the end? I mean, what else did you need to have a shot to try to catch Johnson?
I screwed up on pit road both times. The last 2 pit stops didn't get in the box how I needed to under yellow, and that allowed both Dustin and Ryan to pass me. And I think if that didn't happen, they're in dirty air. They would have been able. I think I would have been able to hang on. But then when I tried to undercut him, I came into the box and just completely blew my pit box. And I actually looked because I thought I completely blew it. I was still probably a foot inside the box, but the game said that the sim said I wasn't. So I don't know. It's iRacing. That's gonna happen. So that's one. Yeah. I know. I hit my microphone, but that's one thing I got to work on is pit road. I feel like every week I'm losing positions on pit road, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong exactly, but I'll figure it out eventually, and I'll take P2 or we're strong in the playoffs and continue this momentum on to the next few weeks until the championship.
Yeah, Wood. I mean, and I was going to ask you about that, buddy. I mean, you're talking about, your this playoffs and everything. Yes, we've seen you in situations like this in the past, where you've had a dominant season, and then, and I ain't trying to put no bad juju on you or nothing. I really ain't. But, you've had dominant seasons, and then all of a sudden you get to the playoff race and something happens. Here's the difference. I feel like it, or at least in my eyes, because I've watched you every single season that you've raced here in Nazareth, but it seems to me like this season seems like it's more dominant, if you will. I mean, it seems like to me that you're just straight up on a tear. Are you kind of feeling that what's the word I'm looking for here? That guilty conscience throughout this season, or you even got that in your mind where you're just saying, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to go out here and I'm just going to kick tail and I'll worry about that when it happens?
When it comes to the championship and stuff, as you can see, here's where I go too deep, I guess. The game said it, and there's the line, I'm still in it, but nope, I had to back up. But anyway, when I go into the championship, I don't expect anything because it's a one race deal. The championship is everything, but you can win every single race in the season. But if you lose, by 1,000th of a second to a guy in the championship race, that's one loss out of like 36 events, then you're not the champion. That's just how the NASCAR playoffs are. And I'm yet to win a championship in one of my leagues, believe it or not. And I don't go into a championship expecting to win it, but I expect to go into the championship like any other race and go in and push as hard as I can and try to win the race just like any other week. So I definitely think this season's dominant, but it's not gonna change my view on my view anyway on the championship. But you know, it's been a great season, and thanks to Brady, that was possible getting me here, and y'all do a great job. I know a lot of people watch me. My friends Steve and Di, they always watch me. Of course, TR watches me. My grandpa watches me from the skies now. I'm in his house now, so I kind of drive like him, to be honest with you. But without him, I wouldn't be here either, and my family. But I got NGV Designs and Prosper Engineering. We got a special paint scheme coming up for Prosper Engineering. That's Dustin's company. So we got some things going on there. But most of all, thank the Lord for what He's done for me, and we'll go on to next week and hopefully get ourselves another victory. If not, top 3, that'll be fine with me.
Well, MDW, buddy, congratulations on the second place finish, buddy. Appreciate your time. And it's going to be a wild one next week when we go to Lucas Oil, buddy. Appreciate your time. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
We would go for the third part, which is what he usually does his, or when you do the sponsors and shout outs, but hell, he usually knocks that out pretty much. Like I said, folks, Dane, he knows what he's doing. He's done this before. He got it figured out. We'll go to the third place finisher, and that is Matt Cherry in the 54. Matt, buddy. Wild race, buddy. Come home with third here tonight. That's got to make you feel pretty good coming out of this.
Oh, yeah. I just had to take care of my stuff early to get me here, I was watching everybody else just diving into the corners, burning the right front off of it, because they would come back about 20 laps later. This ain't my favorite track. I despise this place, but tonight it drove way different than what it did a couple of weeks ago when we were here on the Monday series. I struggled real bad with that one, but this one here, it played out.
It seems like it, honestly. And folks, if you couldn't hear his accent, if you thought I was a redneck, you ain't seen nothing yet. Matt Cherry just threw that one right out there for you. Scottsville, Kentucky, the hometown for Matt Cherry. Pretty much a home track for you. And Matt, I've raced at my home tracks before in Nazareth, Talladega, Atlanta, whichever one you want to look at it, Talladega or Atlanta, as far as home tracks goes. But, you come to home tracks like this, there's got to be a little bit more fire in you because that this is your stomping grounds. This is your hometown. This is where you're born and bred and everything else. You want to come out at your home track and you always want to show out. At least in my eyes, do you feel that way?
Yeah, deep down inside, I still love this place. I kind of wish it was still on the NASCAR schedule, but they're using it for other stuff. But I still have some good races here, but just some of the cars, it's just the lack of horsepower of what it would make better racing if we had just a few more under the hood. But it is what it is, and I'm just glad we were able to bring it home third because I've been struggling here lately in the points and getting ran over, stuff like that. But luck ain't always on our side, but tonight luck was on our side, and I guess we'll go to IRP next week and go short track racing.
It'll be about survival next week when we go to Lucas Oil Raceway a week from the night, 9 p.m. Mr. Time, live on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Matt Cherry comes home third here this evening. Matt, congratulations on the third place finish. Appreciate your time. And as always, before we let you go, you got any sponsors, any shout outs, sir?
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Brady. He brought me in over here. This is the first series I ever ran in was Nazareth, and he brought me into M1, and this is where I'll always be until they give me the boot. But yeah, big shout out to him. Shout out to all the sponsors and everything that make this happen. Cody and all them for doing everything that they do. You guys for sitting here some nights wanting to pull your teeth out of your head because we can't drive with a straight head out here sometimes. But yeah, man.
Well, to be honest with you, we encourage y'all not to drive with a straight head because it gives us content and it gives us something to talk about. And then we can play the soundbite that I hadn't been able to play tonight, which is the We Got Beef soundbite. But
Oh, we got
Anyway,
beef. Oh,
You
we
got
got
beef?
beef. Yeah, we got
Do it.
beef with Joe Jeff Merck on lap 51 there. Apparently, I was supposed to pull completely off the track and let him have the entire turn 4, and I forgot all about that because apparently whatever happened in 3 and 4 there was my fault, and I was all the way in the middle of the track. So I guess next time I'll just hit the brakes and get out of the way.
Oh, God, we got to hit it, Dane. We got beef. About time. I was sitting there wondering if we was going to do it. Yeah, let's look at it real quick. Let's see about this now.
Yeah, it was lap 51 coming out of turn 4.
Lap 51. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, Matt, while we got you on here, because, we like to stir the damn pot. So let's see what happens. He said it was on lap 54. So let's look back on lap 54 when he had Jeff Merck right here with him.
No, it's lap 51.
51. Okay. Yeah, why not? I mean, hell, you're the last one. Let's see this. Oh, damn, Dane, I can't see. You ain't got the laps up there. How am I supposed to see it? Golly. That's fine. Screw it. Well, look here. All right, let's see. All right, so here's Jeff Merck. All right, here's Cherry. He's starting to make that move, all right? And you was talking about you running in the middle. Okay, so Matt, walk me through this. Well, I tell you what, hang on a second. Let's see what the hell happens here. All right, Merck's coming down to the inside. Cherry's up top. Let's see. Really?
Oh yeah, he come across the radio and he was like, "Well, that's a good way to get wrecked right there." I was like, "What'd I do wrong?" I ran my line. I was committed to the middle lane, and then I was going to get that run off. That's what I did. He drove it in over his head more than what he's capable of holding it down there, and then he drove into my left rear and about wrecked me. But apparently that was my fault.
Hit it one more time, baby. There it is. We got beef. There it is right there. Matt, buddy, congratulations on the third place finish. Appreciate your time. And you already called out the sponsors and everything else, I believe. You called out your sponsors, correct?
Yeah.
I got sidetracked. We finally got some beef out here. I got excited. But Matt, buddy, appreciate your time. We'll see you at RP next week.
All right, we'll see you.
Yeah, we got to get a little bit of entertainment one way or another, Dean. I mean, Dean, final thoughts. I mean, it wasn't a bad race, at least to my eyes, but to the naked eye, everybody wants that entertainment. Everybody wants that build up. Everybody wants somebody to go after somebody and want to whoop somebody's what and everything else. And aside from the Matt Cherry, Jeff Merck thing, nothing really happened. I mean, it was a normal race, but it was a good race in my eyes. What do you think?
Yeah, exactly. That's what Ryan had called out there too. He said it was a nice, clean race. He enjoyed himself. I'm sure a lot of these drivers enjoyed themselves. It was fantastic, and of course, because of that, was even with a caution-free essentially race, only just a couple of cautions. What a drive from MDW. Remember, you had to start essentially from the back of the field there because of the NASRA rules there. So, if you get 2 back-to-back wins, you've got to start in pit lane, which he did, and make that 23 positions up there to get that P2. Just that slight mistake that you saw in the dying laps of the race there. And his pit stop threw the chances away of taking it to the RJ there, Ryan Johnson. But Matt Jerry, also a big gainer there, 12 positions up there. Dustin Scruggs, don't forget, just outside that 4th place there, 20 places up. He had a solid drive for the number 11. Nick Sarko started where he was. Robert Richards up 6. John Freeman ended up finishing inside that top 10 with 11 positions gained. But a regular Rosé NASRA Chaos free-ish, regular kind of Kentucky race. That's what you get. And I think all that NASRA Chaos that we used to have coming back previous seasons, they're starting to really sort each other out. They start to learn each other. They know what they're doing these days, and they know the space that they're giving, Jacob. And that's why I was seeing some more cracking green flag racing.
Absolutely, Dean. I mean, it was a pretty good one tonight. I enjoyed it, and I hope everyone at home did too, watching live here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. It was a good one. It's the Bluegrass State. I agree with what Matt Cherry said, that I wish that this track was actually back on the NASCAR schedule and it wasn't the Chicago street race, or anything like that, or Mexico, or any one of them damn road courses. Bring Kentucky back, bring us back a mile and a half, bring us Rockingham, bring us one of those racetracks, because this place always has put down some fantastic finishes. I mean, you think about, when Cole Custer won his very first race, you think about the Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch kind of deal. That was a good one as well. This place has produced some fantastic races, and I wish it was back on the NASCAR schedule, but it ain't. And, we can gripe about it all day long, but that's beside the point. There you see your playoff bracket. Wood won it all last week. Slide him on over. There is Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson right below Dustin Scruggs. Slide him on over. Jonathan Cofield missed out on a big one where he could have busted his own tail, but it ends up paying off for him. Matt Lee, he's back here. He finished around the 19th spot, so that may hurt him a little bit in the points. Jeff Merck got busted big time off of his internet issue, so that's going to throw him behind the 8-ball big time back there, finishing 27th. But he's got a little point gap to kind of play with, as well as Adam Newton, a couple of others. A couple of guys. Tristan Bruce, he's down there in the red. He finished 29th tonight. He's damn near going to have to win next week at RRP, but don't count out the 3. He's pretty good on short track, so we'll see how that ends up working out for these drivers when we go to Lucas Oil next week. But folks, that's going to do it for this broadcast here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Obviously, want to thank all our great sponsors: Premier Racing Setup, Serve Pro, Glass Mechanic for the title sponsor of the Glass Mechanic 200, and obviously Stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic, Warrior Wraps, Murph's Magical Creations, TLC, DSR Electric, Blanchard's Towing. Cannot forget about the big one, which is C.O.P.S, Concerns of Police Survivors, for everything that they do for this series and everything that they do for that organization. Obviously, got a shout out to the fans and the drivers for always coming out with big numbers on Friday nights and Monday nights for the premier truck racing brands here in NASRA. And really got to also one more sponsor, obviously Poets Poppers for the instant replays, and obviously Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott, for allowing us to be ourselves and give you fans some entertainment, talk to y'all, and kind of associate and enjoy time with you, the fans. For this trio, you indeed hopped them bagels, and also for Cody Davers, I'm the Redneck Announcer, Jake Reeves. Said as always, say, be safe, be kind, be fast. Oh, baby. We didn't have much beef tonight. Didn't have much. Maybe the Matt Cherry, Jeff Merck, maybe a little bit. Boy, you're going to get it all next week. Lucas Oil Raceway, IRP, short track racing. It will be Beef City in Indiana next Friday night, live, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, only on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Everybody have a good one, and we will see you next week at IRP.